I'm Anthony Elmore, President and founder of the Proud Black Buddhist World Association, here to bring you another exciting Black Buddhist lecture. It is important that you have Black Buddhist teachers. The title for today is NARA Honored Historian Anthony Elmore, Buddha, the world's greatest Black hero. If you are a Black person, I want you to stop and think about something. Who is the greatest Black person in world history? Who in world history has more carvings about them than any person in human history? What person in world history has the largest carvings or largest carved monument on planet Earth? Let us deal in archaeology, anthropology, literary science, genetic science, and linguistic science. And you tell me, what person in human history has more evidence in these fields of science than any human in world history? In regards to written documents, what person in teachings has more written documents and canon than any writings in human history? Finally, who is the most influential person in regards to the philosophy of Western mythos in world history? Imagine the most influential human in our modern world was a Black man, and this Black man is hidden in plain daylight. Although this Black man is the most honored Black man in world history, Black people know little or nothing about this Black man. In February of 2018, the Black Panther movie premiered worldwide. The New York Times magazine did an article titled, "Why the Black Panther is a Defining Moment for Black America." Never before in American history have we Black people seen ourselves outside the realm of white people and colonization. This brings us back to the subject of our Black Buddhist lecture. Just like in the Black Panther movie, there existed a Black world before colonization, whereas we had a Black empire without white people, racism, and colonization. This Black world and this Black empire was the world of the Buddha. This is what the 19th century British historian Sir Godfrey Higgins writes about the Buddha in his 1836 book titled The Anacalypsis. He says, quote, "The time has now arrived when it becomes proper to enter upon an examination of the celebrated Buddha of India, which were the foundations of all the mystics of the Western nations." Higgins further writes, quote, "But yet there is one circumstance of very important which is peculiar to Buddha and forms a discriminating mark between him and Krishna, which is that he is continuously described as a Negro, not only with black complexion, in which he agrees with Krishna, but with woolly hair and flat face. Mr. Kushite observes that the Black Buddha with the frizzled and curly hair attaches himself at the same time to the three systems into which the religion of India divides itself." Higgins also writes, quote, "Mr. Moore on his woolly head says, some statues of Buddha certainly exhibit thick Ethiopian lips, but all woolly hair. There is something mysterious and unexplained connected with the hair of this and only this Indian deity. The fact of so many different tales having been invented to account for his crisp, woolly head is alone sufficient to excite suspicion that there is something to conceal, something to be ashamed of, more than meets the eye. You see, the adage, "You can't see the forest for the trees," applies to the world's greatest black hero because he is hidden in plain sight. When it comes to the world's monuments, no other human has more statues in his honor than the world's greatest black leader. Even carvings in Mount Rushmore cannot compare to the depth and size of the world's greatest black hero. In regards to documentation, this black revolutionary hero has more written documentation than any human in world history. Imagine having a canon. Not only is 11 times larger than the Bible, but much of the Bible comes from this black revolutionary hero who lived 1,000 years before the Bible was written. That is the Pali Canon. Now, the world's greatest black hero is called Buddha. Buddha is the founder of the world's first egalitarian religion that preached against racism, sexism, and equality of all humans. While slavery and racism is America's greatest sin, slavery and racism is Buddhism's greatest sin. See, Buddhism's greatest sin happened 1900 years ago when the Hindu Brahmins took over Buddhism and created a religious codex on India's black inhabitants. This codex was so cruel and warped that their motto in time produced the world's first sanctioned racism and sexism called the caste system. This caste system was so perverse that it infected the world with racism and sexism. The birth of racism started in India with the Hindu religion. Just as black people suffered through slavery, racism, and colonization, so did the Buddhist religion. When you study, practice, and research the Buddhist religion, you will find that Buddhism has not only been colonized by whites and Asians, you will find that the black people who practice and study Buddhism from whites and Asians, their minds has been vastly colonized. The reason that we are doing this lecture is to open the colonized minds of black people. This is my prayer and heartfelt desire. I pray that the minds and the minds of other black people are released from the delusions, misconceptions, and fraud that our Asian teachers perpetrate on black people. In order that you understand the delusions and misconceptions and fraud that our Asian and white teachers perpetrate on black people, we must give you empirical data from the standpoint of Buddhist history. You see, the Buddha emerged from a place at the time of Homer as Eastern Ethiopia around 650 AD. We know this land as India. The word India means black. In the 2nd century AD, India, a black country, became colonized by a white king by the name of Kanishka. under the ring of Kanishka, whereas he separated Buddhism by race, culture, and language via a new religion called Mahayana Buddhism. King Kanishka changed the image and the culture of the Buddha from black to white. Let us look at the Gandhara images, whereas he changed the culture and spirit of Buddhism. In fact, he rewrote history via calling his own second, fourth Buddhist council in Kashmir in the 2nd century AD. You see, the first Buddhist fourth council was in Ceylon, which is now called Sri Lanka, in 29 BC. See, King Kanishka and a Brahmin by the name of Ashvaghosha created a new Buddhism called Mahayana Buddhism. Mahayana Buddhism is white Buddhism in that via the Sanskrit language it extricates all black history, culture, and language from the Buddhist teachings. Mahayana Buddhism is a rewrite of Buddhist history, whereas the Buddha is changed from black to white. Mahayana Buddhism is the religion of the Brahmins, and it is akin to its sister Hinduism. See, Hinduism was originally known as Brahmanism that evolved in the AD. True Buddhist history is associated with the history, culture, and language of mankind's great and early black empires such as Nubia, Ethiopia, Egypt, and the Indus Valley. These black empires are the builders of civilization. The Buddhists or the Magadha Empire came from the Indus Valley civilization. The people, culture, history, and language of Buddhism comes from the Harappan culture. This culture is also known as the Indus Valley civilization. Science teaches us about the Indus Valley civilization. The oldest civilization in human history is the Indus Valley civilization, noted by many scientists as being older than the Egyptian civilization. What is clear in regards to both civilizations is that the founders of both the Egyptian civilization and the Indus Valley civilization were black people known to whites as Ethiopians. Ethiopia is a Greek word that means burnt skin or black people. Let me explain to you the most important thing that you should learn about Hinduism. Dr. R.P. Harsh writes, quote, "We do not find the word Hindu in any ancient Hindu or Aryan literature. In regards to science, meaning archaeology, anthropology, literary science, genetic science, and linguistic science, there does not exist one shred of evidence of Hinduism before Buddhism or even in the AD. I am Anthony Elmore, President and founder of the proud Black Buddhist World Association, bringing you another exciting Black Buddhist lecture. Thank you very much. I see, disregard what the facts may be. Tell me what the line I see. Disregard what the facts may be. Tell me what the line I see. Disregard what the facts may be. Tell me what the line I see. Disregard what the facts may be. Tell me what the line I see. Disregard what the facts may be. Tell me what the line I see. Disregard what the facts may be. Tell me what the line I see. Disregard what the facts may be. Tell me which line I see. Disregard what the facts may be. Tell me which line I see. Disregard what the facts may be. Tell me which line I see. Disregard what the facts may be. Tell me which line I see. Disregard what the facts may be. All ancient icons show a simple fact. They all show that the Buddha was black. I believe in facts and the Cato was